What you're about to see may shock you, but it is crucial for us as the human race to understand. It would seem that the elites are experimenting with tech that they don't want us to know about because, well, they have certain plans for us. It all revolves around what we're going to be talking about today: immortality. I've now spent 2 weeks in 846,000 files, and what came out of it is a pipeline. 5 stages: map the mind, model the brain, preserve it, build a new body, then transfer. What you're about to see may seem like science fiction, but sometimes reality is stranger than fiction.
Do you see a path for Optimus to have consciousness downloaded to it?
You mean human consciousness, or?
Yes.
It's not like immediate, but if you say it down the road, would you be able to, say, with the neural link, have a snapshot of, or at least an approximate snapshot of somebody's mind, and then upload that approximate snapshot to an Optimus body? I think that at some point that technology becomes possible, and it's probably less than 20 years. But of course, you won't quite be the same. It'll be a little different because you'll be in a robot body, and the mental snapshot will not be precise. It'll be probably pretty close, but not exactly the same. On the other hand, are you the same person that you were 5 years ago? Nope. I mean, a lot of things have changed. But I guess at some point, if you want to be uploaded to a robot body, my guess is that becomes possible.
That's Elon Musk talking about uploading a mind into a robot body. 20 years, he says. But the thing is, someone was already funding this research. Every single stage of it. The consciousness mapping, the brain scans, the preservation tech, the bodies, and the scientists doing this were all on Jeffrey Epstein's paper through 53 government-released documents. They lay out a 5-stage pipeline for doing exactly what Musk just described. The researchers had a name for it: cosmic consciousness. He literally had a brain scanner set up in the same Manhattan townhouse where Epstein was trafficking women. And one of the proposals included a line item for, and I'm quoting, "sexy android bodies." Let's get started. Look at this email. This was sent by Jeffrey Epstein to Barnaby Marsh. It's a proposal, a research agenda, and it contains 2 items that have never been reported together. Item 1, build a mind reader using de-encryption, new understandings of the brain. Item 2, tissue regeneration, in parentheses, cloning. Hold up, because this is important. A device that can read a human mind, but that device is connected to a process that can clone a human body? In part 1, we already discussed Gino Yu, Hong Kong Polytechnic University. He built a 5-stage model for rating how conscious a person is. Stage 1 through stage 5. Kinda like a video game, he mapped out the human soul on a spreadsheet. But what I didn't tell you in part 1 is how deep this actually goes. EFTA 0258131, Gino Yu writes to Epstein: "When you offered me the 100K last year, my only request has been to support the Cuba conference when they asked for 25K. $100,000, that was Gino Yu's retainer, and his job wasn't just research, it was recruitment." Gino Yu brought Peter Fenwick to Epstein. He brought Dean Radin. And he brought Stuart Hameroff. He connected Epstein to Chinese parapsychology researchers. He found the people studying things that aren't supposed to exist. And then he set up shop. November 2016, Gino Yu writes to Epstein: "I picked up a Vive setup that I hope to install at your place. I will also have a custom EEG rig set up as well." A custom EEG rig? That's the device that reads your brainwaves. And he installed it alongside a virtual reality headset, an HTC Vive. in the small room off the library of Epstein's Manhattan townhouse. So follow me. Now Jeffrey Epstein has a room in his house where you put on a VR headset and he monitors your brainwaves. Keep in mind, this is the same house where he was supposedly trafficking women. And apparently he was scoring people. EFTA 026246641. Gino Yu writes to Epstein about a specific woman. In my model, she is a stage 3.5 or so. Then he lays out the full scale. Stage 1, consensus reality. Stage 2, all in one thing. Stage 3, surrendering to the bigger forces at work. Stage 4, intuition and insight. Stage 5, special abilities in a rounded way. Special abilities? That's where the scale ends? Gino Yu was rating real people on it, measuring how close they were to developing abilities that aren't special abilities? That's where the scale ends? Gino Yu was rating real people on it, measuring how close they were to developing abilities that aren't supposed to exist. EFTA 025677715. And then he proposed a program to Epstein called Polystry for rehabilitating 80 stage 3 people who have gifts but cannot support themselves. 80 people in vulnerable, altered psychological states who they claim to have gifts. So is this a recruitment pipeline for the psychologically fragile? And the consciousness research wasn't informal. It had a team, a budget, and a name. EFTA 024602676. Peter Fenwick emails Epstein, and the subject? Cosmic consciousness. That's what they called it. Then Fenwick lays out the team to Epstein. Light study. Professor Fabio Babiloni for EEG and fMRI brain scanning. Dr. Ioannidis for data analysis in Cyprus. Professor Kevin Moore on autonomic nervous system measurements. And Professor Giuseppe Bersani funding the whole thing from his trust. All to be done at Rome Sapienza University. Then Fenwick writes again. Completed grant application. $441,100. Very good study with controls. Being done in an excellent unit. High quality. So it would seem this isn't a hobby. It looks like a funded scientific program with an international team studying what happens to the brain at the boundary of life and death. And Fenwick's specialty is near-death experiences. What happens to consciousness when the body dies? That's what Epstein was paying him to answer. Fenwick was just the beginning. Dr. Jeffrey Martin, a researcher at Stanford who scientifically maps enlightenment states. He calls it persistent non-symbolic experience, PNSE, a clinical term for what monks spend decades trying to achieve.